Alright guys, so this will be a review of the Caterpillar 777D made by Norscot. Really nice model, just one downfall, and that's what I'll show you in this short part of the video. Which will be the functions of it. Surprisingly, it really has limited functions because of what it is, but for the most part they are very nice. And I'll have to spin the truck around to show you this, but tires turn that much to the left, and then they turn that much to the right. Back has suspension, which is actually very nice. It goes up around 1/4 of an inch, and you can see it does actually work if you were to drive over something with the model. So fairly nice there. One bad thing is the dump height on the dump bed. If you go to raise it, I actually modified mine, so mine will raise a little bit higher than it's supposed to. But I believe normally it only raises to around right there, which don't understand why they did it like that. But I'm glad that I'm not going to display it with the dump body open, and if I am, I'll obviously display it to the maximum height, which I modified it to. And you can do that just by sanding the little tabs right there. But it is a little bit harder than I thought. Anyway, in the next clip, I'll go over the details of it. Details are fairly decent. To be honest, since it is an older Norscot model, I guess the details are nice. It's comparable to a 365 BL if anybody has that model. The rims and tires do look very much like plastic, mainly because they are, and I don't even consider these tires rubber because they're so glossy, and they just don't even really resemble any type of rubber to me. But the rims, kind of plain. And the tires are not really the best. They almost look like I said, they almost look like plastic. I guess they are rubber, but they're very plasticky, and you could even see the center of the cast in the tires sometimes in different types of light. Coming to the front of the truck, not really anything crazy. As you can tell, it's actually very plain, but you do have to consider the year that this was made. I believe that it was made in early 2000s, so there's not really much you could do about it. The handrails are plastic, and they do seem oversized, which kind of takes away from the realism of it, but you could always replace them if you wanted to. I believe that they sell kits for this truck, but they're just so expensive, guys. To be honest, I'm not even gonna buy them. But once again, they would be very nice to have. The grill is just flat metal painted black, which is a very big disappointment. I wish that they would have done something a little bit nicer. And the right side is pretty much the same. There really isn't much. The fuel tanks, which one of them is right there, is, again, plain. It's just a flat cast of metal. And the back rim, once again, is pretty plain. The back of the truck, I have to say, the back of it is actually pretty nice. I have, been up close in one of these 777s. I went into the cab of one. I don't really remember in detail how it was, but it does seem actually really nice in the back. I like how they put the brake lights and everything. I wish they would put like the hanging I guess choker to hold the dump back if you work on it. But the back is actually really nice, and when you do get the suspension to function, it looks really cool. The dump box is pretty much, it's actually, I consider it nice because it's not really much you would expect on it. So I have to say the dump box is actually pretty decent. If we go up to the top of the deck next to the cab, it is very plain, and before I show you, it's pretty much just flat, but once again, it is a Norscot model. It's not a CCM model or an NZG model, but it has the exhaust and the air cleaners, but once again, the decking is flat, and the cab is so hard to see into, but it does have, those two seats in it. It's so hard to see, I can't even show it on the camera, but the cab does have the two seats in it. And the frame of the truck is pretty plain. I'll show you underneath. It just you know, a typical Norscot model, I guess you could say. There really isn't much more to explain it. And on the shelf it looks very nice for display. So for an overall, I guess, review of the model, it's very nice. I believe it's a 100-ton haul truck, so there are actually few models on the market that can actually load it. But for the price that you buy it for, you definitely get your money's worth. For the most part, it's an all-metal model, and that really isn't something that you see too much current day today. I believe it retails for around 45 bucks, depending. If you know where to shop, you could probably get it for like 45. I got this one for 45 with free shipping, which I think is a great deal, especially for what you get. It is obviously missing a lot of, you know, things that the real truck does have, but for a shelf model or even a model to put in a diorama or something, it would look great, and especially for the price, like I said, you really can't go wrong with it. So there's my review of the Cat 777D.